Hi, Liz. Thank you so much for your poem. I just wanted to address the note you said that you were, just sort of mentioning that you took the prompt in a slightly different direction, and I think that's fantastic. I don't want you to ever worry about that. You held the spirit of it, which is the idea. It's like I can see and I can tell that what you did is you read the prompt, you thought about it, and you decided to adapt it to your own creative process. And that I think that's great. The prompt is there to get you started on something new. So, so yeah, it's wonderful. Don't worry about that, and don't worry about that for future weeks. If a prompt takes you in a slightly different direction or on a meandering path that's not exactly the same as what I suggested, that's not gonna be a problem. In terms of should I add what happened to these places specifically, you know, so here's what that would do. So it's really up to you, which is I know you asked a similar question last week, but the reality is it's really up to you. So it's like, what are you wanting to reveal to your reader with this work? So what it speaks of right now is a real feeling of nostalgia and a feeling without knowing exactly what happened to each of these. There's this feeling of um, sort of things crumbling in the town. This feeling of a town that is sort of losing some of its landmarks. Things are going away. We're not exactly sure why, but it's this feeling of crumbling and nostalgia. If you were to include more details specifically about each of these places, like what happened to the cotton gin, I feel like what you would be doing is you would be sort of infusing more fact and potentially changing up the feeling with each stanza in terms of what happens to each of these landmarks and places. So it's really up to you. I think it works well as it is now, but if you wanted to play around with that, you should feel welcome to do that and decide which version suits your desire to what you want to communicate to your reader. And then is there anywhere in the poem where it seems like it doesn't flow well? I think this has a really great flow. I love that you're repeating used to be, start it in the title and you repeat it, but that you kind of change it up a little bit. While I see a whole lot of used to be. Used to be a thriving place, used to be where we all visit each other, used to be the place we'd go, what used to be. Those end lines. So it's the repetition, but it's very cleverly done. It doesn't feel too heavy hitting. I really like this week's poem. Thank you so much, Liz.